you're watching us from, I just want to welcome you to our class. If some of you saw my social media, I'm sure you were able to get the Zoom link, but we ended up using live stream because it's easier for us to share. It was easier for me to share to other channels. But as you come in, please tag somebody, bring someone on board. We're gonna look at some of the ways. I put out 8 ways on how to monetize what you know, whether it's your knowledge, your skills, your whatever you know, whether it's information that you have collected for a long time and it has become knowledge of expertise. I want you to join us, and I'll show you 8 ways on how you can create a stream of income from what you know. All right. So share with somebody, tag a mom, right? It's mostly for moms and stay-home moms and working moms and people that, really in our category, right? So I'm gonna share this on one extra stream, and then we'll get started. So help me do that as well. All right. So let me go to my page. As you come in, please share. There we go. There we go. I'll put this down. This is a free class, so you're free to ask questions. If you leave your questions in the chats, I should be able to answer them in the few minutes that we have on. So no protocols. I just want us to have a great time learning and hearing something new that can help you move to another level. All right. So I'm just gonna share here, then I'll get started. Group. I do one group. All right, I did my share. Tag somebody and share with somebody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Some of you that have not met me in person or online in the streets of Facebook or Instagram. My name is Christine Naluze, and I'm a life and business transformational coach. That is my area of passion, and I do this because it's my passion line. And I like to activate women into their purpose. I want to activate women to get their gifts and get them going and running. Then the Bible says that our gifts should make room for us. Our gifts make room for us and make us sit before, men, before great men. And what happens after that is when great men see what you have and appreciate the value that you have, they're going to put money in your pocket. All right. And that's why we have the monetization part. So if you're interested in monetizing what you know, the knowledge that you know, whatever you have acquired over a long period of time. Some of you are in jobs, some of you are stay-home moms, some of you are working moms, and whatever situation that may be, you have a gift. Some of you are already working jobs, but you're doing something at home and you have never thought about monetizing it, or you have a passion and you've never thought about monetizing it. All right. So in this class, it won't be too long, but I'm going to show you 8 ways that you can jump on right away. And I'm not talking about, things that you can do and then stop the following day, but we're talking about really something that can bring sustainable income and change your life and make a difference in other people's lives, and also build something really that can stay. All right. So we're about legacy building, and you can use exactly what God has put in your hands to do exactly that. All right. I do have another story, but maybe I'll tell it another day, of a woman that really built an empire from something that she did not expect. All right. Maybe along the way. All right. So I'm going to share my screen for some of you that are there. Please be sure to leave your comments in the chats. If you have any questions, if you have any thoughts, or if you're answering any question that I'm asking, just leave that in the chats. I may not see it right away, but I'll come to it. All right. So I'm just going to share my screen, and we're going to go back here a little bit. So, and let me know if you can see me or hear me well. All right. So, like I mentioned, it's really hard to rely on 9 to 5s, which I have done, and I know many of you have done as well. And in this class, I do have some slides that I'm going to share with you. But the point here is we cannot, put our entire livelihood in a job. There are things, that have benefited from my job, but mostly is I've lost so much time. I've lost so much time for my family and my children over time. And for me, those are things that really frustrate me and frustrated me and said, Christine, there must be something more. Right? We do have a community of women, and it's called Women Made for More. That is where it all started from. That there must be something more than waking up and going to a job and running around and drop kids and put them to bed and run out. And I believe many of you can concur with me on that. Right? So there's so many ways in which we can create a new streams of income or different streams of income just to improve our lifestyles and to improve ourselves. And not only that, but also to be profitable enough to be able to benefit others, make a difference. So when we move from meeting our own needs to taking care of other people, I think that is where fulfillment really comes from. So I want you to be in that spot where you're feeling that you're fulfilled. You're feeling that you're living your life on purpose. If you want to give more to your church, you have the money. If you want to help somebody in a different income bracket or income situation, you're able to do that. That's what makes life really fulfill. That's what makes life fulfill. Oh my God, that's what makes life really feel good and we feel fulfilled. That's what makes us happy. All right. So, one of the ways that I'm going to share with you today is writing a book. And I do have two books here that I'll share with you. I do have a book. All right. And and I do have another book of someone that I know, right? But these are two completely different things. My book is called Strength for Tough Times. It's really to, activate somebody that feels down. They feel like, that their situation is too big for them to go through. Yet there's so many other people that have been through that. So I talk about the things that you can do to get yourself out of a situation where you can stop surviving and start thriving in life, right? And then another book that I have here is a friend of mine when I was doing, masterminding. She particularly, zeroed down on sales, on helping women sell what they know or sell their products, right? So she wrote a small book like this and used that to reach out to so many women, right? But at the end of the day, she's still building her empire. When you write a book, there's so much that can come out of just one book. You can, create a course, you can make a mentorship program, you can be a speaker, and all those kinds of, we're going to talk about those. But writing a book is really something that is not scary because, really things have been simplified now, if you agree with me, right? So, do not be afraid to share your heart and mind out to the world. You get guidance and things are they feel better, right? You get reference from mentors and people that have done it before and you'll feel better. And even there's so many resources online on how to write a book, how to market it, how to profit from it, how to become a bestseller, how to put it on Amazon, how to reach, so many people all over the world. And there's so many things that you can do with just a book. Right. So writing a book is one of those things that, on top of that, you're going to leave a legacy because if a book is written, it is written. Your kids are going to look at it. Your grandchildren look at it and be like, oh my God, my mom. All right. So writing a book is one of those things that I keep telling women, stay home moms, and, anyone else that is saying, what else can I do to create another stream of income so that I can improve my life and my family and also touch people. All right. And secondly is creating digital courses, right? And you can call them e-courses or really being online, creating content. So this is something that is really, is a thing now, if I may say, because according to statistics, they say by 2025, I used to look at this statistic, I think 2 years ago. Now we are 2023, 2024, 2025. So they were saying that 2025, the knowledge world, the e-learning world is going to be at 245 billion. Right. So that already is a green light for some of you that have been hesitant, or maybe you've heard about courses, you don't know about it, maybe you want to know about it. That is where we keep educating others with what we know. So as education continues to shift, to a more digital format, right? And if where you are, you feel like maybe it's not yet there, trust me, it is coming like yesterday, right? So the shift is there. People are transferring from the traditional way to the modern way of teaching online, right? So whatever you know, you can create, you can put that content together, you can put your knowledge together, you can put your expertise. Some of you, are really studied, right? And you're professionals, you're maybe consultants, and you have a particular area that you're an expert in. So what happens is you're going to package what you know and put it together and make a course or a program that is digital, right? And what happens is you're not only you're not only serving the people that you know or people that are within your vicinity or your area, but you're able to reach so many people all over the world, right? You see how that becomes a way to monetize and make sustainable income, right? So imagine you create a course from what you know, and you have to make sure that it's valuable, it's giving people value. So imagine you create maybe a course and you price it at maybe 10, let's say minimum $10, right? If you're a starter. But I'll tell you that people that are creating courses that are worth 25,000, right? Or 2,500 rather. So, or 1,500, I've seen many, 10,000, it's a course, right? And it's different how you deliver that. But imagine you create a simple course, maybe how to, can you give me in the comments, if you're in the comments, anything that you know, anything that you're familiar with. Maybe you like to do events. You're like, I want to teach people how to organize their own events, maybe at home events, and I'm charging $10 for 100 for $10, and then you have 50 people that are interested. All right, 50 that times 10. That's what, 50 or 500. That's $500 in your hands right there, right? But that is how simply you can move from doing your regular job to creating a course or adding a course as another stream of income, right? So people have started favoring the idea of learning directly from experts. People want to come to you because you know something that they don't know. And that is a way to monetize your skills with digital content, right? Just putting the content together. You don't have to put it in a book. You just have to put it somewhere where people can access it, right? So, and there's a way to do that. So digital courses definitely is one of those things that can help you create sustainable income and you become rich. All right. And number 3 is hosting a podcast. If you're just getting started, it may be a little difficult. I know many of us are familiar with podcasts, right? Maybe you have a few regular ones that you listen to. I have a few that I listen to. That's how I am. I get one person and I listen to that person forever, right? As you're getting started, it will be more difficult to string interviews with people who are well established in your industry, but you gotta get started, right? But if you use the right value propositions and leverage your connections, leverage who you know, and have really genuine interest to reach out and impact people and help others and build networks and build partnerships, that is the way to go. And you can also leverage social media such as Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, right? And other platforms that promote, podcasts really organically, where you just get on someone's podcast and they get to know you, they get to know what you offer. And another time you go to another person. So you can start by leveraging the people that you know, right? And then later you can think about how to put in more money, so that you can, maybe you have to pay to go to someone's podcast, maybe you have to run an ad or things like that. But podcasts are also a way to monetize, because people are running adverts now on their podcasts and they're earning a lot of money. So that means you have to be really strategic on what you choose to go for, right? If you're really after putting your gift out, and at some point people putting money in your pockets, it has to be something that you can really deliver, and it has value, and it offers some kind of a positive change or transformation into the lives of the people you're helping, right? So podcasts, yes, yes, yes. And another one, which is really has been there for a while, but I think now things are really changing. It's getting much easier to do blogs, right? So starting a blog, that is if you're a great writer, and we're talking about things that you know how to do. There's so many people that were great at English in school, right? And they were good at writing and all that stuff. I wasn't so good at that, all right? So, but I love, love, love blogs. And I actually also, have one. I try to make sure I create one every single time. So if a blog is something, as you can see, a blog is really, something personal, right? It is something that you're interested in. It's something that you love to do. It is something that you want people to hear about. If you like writing, a great start in the world of online business is starting a blog. Right? A blog provides an excellent platform that is yours from which you share your insights with people all over the world. Blogging is also a practical way to build a personal brand online by sharing helpful advice on a specific topic. Gotta be specific, right? Because when you're specific, that's when you're gonna draw people. The more you become specific, the more you get to go deeper in that area. So eventually you become really an expert in that area. Maybe you're already an expert, right? So you just start a blog on anything that you feel God has blessed you with, and you can deliver that 100%. You can deliver that out of your sleep, right? And some of you may be wondering, how do I even, decide which topic? Because maybe you have so many things that you like to do. But, there are things that people come to you for already. Right? There are things that people come and ask you, and they say, let me see if I have some people on. Like, oh yeah, I see Joe Bukenya, good to see you here, and Violet, and I see Pastor Sandra. So Joe, Violet, Pastor Sandra, there's something that people always come to you for, right? There's that particular question that people are always asking, and you are the one that usually provides those answers. So that is one way that you can try to find out, what is my specific topic? What is my unique idea that I can go into and put all my mind there, do all my research, and stand out as an expert, so people can now trust you and love you and eventually put money in your hands, right? But for a blog, you need a website, or, there's so many platforms now that are available for you to start your blog. And the beauty about it is that's your content. It's not that you're putting stuff on Facebook, on Instagram, but all that stuff is kept in your website, and that is your content that you can repurpose and use anywhere, anytime, right? And people can consume it from any part of the world, because we're talking about really going out there to make a difference with the things that we love to do, and that way we monetize eventually. So it starts with the idea, and then it goes with putting that value out there, and then people can eventually want to put money in your pocket, right? And as you grow, then you become an expert, and now you can grow and expand and leave that for your no, for your next generation, right? Because we're looking for some things that are really sustainable. Another one, and if you're watching us live, please share with us what we have shared before, what your best bet would be on those if you've been looking. And now this one here is called selling physical products, right? And I bet some of you are familiar with this. So, products like a pen like this, right? Like a pen I have in my hands. A pen I have in my hands is someone's product. It's someone's idea, and we know that all ideas start with a thought. So that means we have to do a lot of soul work, and thinking to be able to get those ideas and now see them as reality, right? And then you don't only see it as a reality, but you see it as something that is gonna be providing value or giving value to people. So selling physical products, there's so many products in the world that you can think of to do. But there's one thing that you're passionate about, right? It is not too late to get into it. We know e-commerce has been there for a long time. So selling physical products, that is e-commerce, right? And you're not too late to start to start it. But if you're wondering if you're entering the right market, there's never a right time, right? And sometimes I sit back and I'm like, I wish I started what I like to do many years ago, right? That's always the, I should have started. And most people are a little ahead and some a little behind the trend. But that doesn't mean that you cannot make money. In fact, selling physical products online is a great business model since, I don't know, since for me, I've been online. All right. So you see, there's been some changes, there's been advancements. There's so many websites now that are offering, platforms where to put your products, but you can still, there's a time we had people buy products and put them in their garages or in their homes. Some people still do that, right? They bring the products at home and then they mail them out. But now you can still do both. You can do physical, shipping of your products, whatever idea it is that God has given you, or you can do either. You can be shipping out. Sometimes when you're just shipping out, you're reaching just a limited number, but because of the online space, you want to reach more people, you want to grow fast, you want to make profit, you want to monetize as fast as you can. I mean, if you've been doing local or physical shipping of your stuff, or just sharing your products among people that you better go online, because there are platforms online where you can put your products and they can ship for you, right? And that is, this Amazon. As many of you know, I remember my very first product that I sold online was on eBay. Those days, I don't hear eBay much, but I think there are people that really work a lot on those platforms. But I remember one time my friend used to do that a lot before. He'll buy products and then put them online and then get money and then ship them directly to people. So one time it was talking me into another source of income, and I was like, oh my God, what do I do? So I had a dress. It was a Michael Kors dress, and I went on eBay and put it on. So when I put it on, it's no one bought it, all right? But I did everything that he showed me how to do. So I put the dress on. It was just a simple dress, and it was actually a size smaller. So I decided to put it on, and then it took a year. And no one bought it. So one day after a year, and I'd given the dress to my daughter. So one day after a year, I got an email, and someone paid you this much. It was about maybe $27. So they paid me that money, and I didn't have the dress. So I ran to my daughter and said, "Do you have the other dress?" And of course, my daughter didn't want it. She never even wore it. So we got it. We put it in a package and sent it. But they had paid me before I actually sent out the product. All right. But there's so much that we can do online, selling physical products, right? If you're not doing e-products, like we mentioned before. And then another one, our sixth, is making videos. Right now, I figured I was supposed to be on Zoom, but I figured Zoom, it was a bit of trouble for me to be able to share online. So I had to go to another one called Restream, and that is where I was able to share in the groups, in my group, and also on my page. So, but I'm making video, right? And I'm able to share my screen, and I'm not perfect because I didn't want all my slides to be coming on, right? But I was like, okay, we can do it. So making videos, that's another way that you can really create another stream of income. If you're a stay-home mom, if you're a mother, if you're anywhere, wherever you are, and you're thinking there must be something more that I can do with myself. There must be something more that I can bring income to me, right? So making a video blog, that is one way. And the way to do it is you really have to have a niche or some kind of expertise, knowledge on whatever you're trying to deliver, right? Because that's what people want. People want knowledge. People want people that have knowledge and and value, and you're able to deliver that. You're able to communicate that transformation to them. Right. So making a video blog about your expertise or sharing a piece of important knowledge with the world, that's a way to make money. Right. The number of platforms where you can create vlogging channels and publish your video content. So in this, you're really putting your content together and making videos where someone sees your face, right? And YouTube, definitely, I think for me is number one. And most viewed and successful blogs are YouTube channels, but there are other platforms where you can publish like Instagram and Twitch and many others that I don't even know. But basically, the point is you get your idea, you get your unique idea, you sit with God and you download that thing that really He has put on your heart, right? Especially if you're up to making a difference, right? And once you have it, then you figure out how you're gonna package that. Sometimes it's a lot, so you have to find a way to condense that in a way that people are able to consume it. People are able to understand what you're saying. People are able to learn from what you're giving, right? And when they learn, you see the results because they will come to your channel, they will come to your videos, they will come. And one more thing also that I can add, that if you're good at creating and helping others, this is another way to help other people, right? Because people constantly want to learn. What I found with in the coaching business is there's so many coaches or mentors that are good at what they do, but they don't know how to put the stuff together, right? They don't know what to do to really create an environment where you're able to now create your content and bring it out. But if you know that the how to put things together, you know the materials that they need, you know the technology, if you're tech savvy, even more, because now you can help other people set them up, teach them how to come on camera, and all those things. People make income out of that because they love what they do. But definitely making videos is another way that you can do, moreover, from home, from anywhere. You can be on vacation and you're helping somebody. You may be on vacation and you're shooting your videos and making your content. But remember, the bottom line is you must be able to give some kind of transformation to people, right? That way they can enjoy what you're doing. Next is number 7. This is our second last, is the webinars, right? And this is for some of you that in the service industry. If you are already offering services of any kind, if you're maybe a coach, or you want to be a coach, or you want to be you have some kind of mentorship going on, this is another way really to go. Or you have knowledge, skilled knowledge and expertise that you have, right? Is another way to go out there and create these webinars, have people on board, and make income. But like I mentioned, you should be able to offer great value. All right. So webinars make communication with your prospects, with employees, with partners and customers easy and efficient. They're like meetings, right? And you can give presentations on these, perform product demonstrations, and deliver worldwide messages to thousands of people at a time. All right, that's the beauty, is that you can deliver to many people at a time from wherever they are. And if you create webinar content that is informative and memorable, you get results. So what happens is, if you have something that you want to sell, or a topic that you speak about, but people want it. You want people to come to you so you can even give them more help. All right. There are people that would come to webinars and they learn and go away, but there are people that would come to your presentations, but they still want to work with you on the side. Right? Maybe through one-on-one coaching or group coaching, whatever you have going. So webinars are a great way to get people on board, so you can present to them and then present to them again and then upsell them to what else that you have. But it is there are webinar platforms out there. If you have a ton of information, a ton of knowledge, if you have a ton of skills that are sitting there and you're wondering, how do I put them out there, is to put your presentation together and then go out and present it. Some of you are so gifted with a vast knowledge and also a whole ton of experience from your previous jobs. And that information or knowledge, if you put it together nicely and package it and price it, all right, you're able to impact organizations. All right. And you can think of any topics: leadership, self-care, balancing work, like for example, as moms, balancing work, lifestyle, and all kinds of things. If there may be you may be wanting to speak to organizations that really need life empowerment, right? Or spiritual empowerment, and you have your content. So these webinars are a way to get people on board. They're a way to get people, in front of you. And then lastly, for tonight, for this morning, we're gonna We did well, 32 minutes. So, lastly, is going to be the speaking engagements. I don't know if some of you are speakers, or if you've never thought about it, you can actually be a speaker, right? We started with writing a book, like I mentioned, which for me, I did a book, but my goal wasn't really to go out and speak, but it's something that I can start right away, right? And what happens is I get my topics from my book and start requesting where I should be speaking, right? And the more you put your information out, especially if it's like, for example, I showed you this one here, it's a sales book, right? There's so many people that struggle with sales, and maybe you're good at that. Maybe your job offered you that opportunity to learn sales and marketing, right? And now you have all this information that you have all these contacts that you have people that know, there are people even you help without them paying you, right? So speaking engagements, you only need to put your presentation together and probably polish your speaking and get some, yeah, techniques and tips on how to be a proficient and effective speaker. But not only that, but also to be able to influence people to follow you, and be able to influence people to take you what you have as valuable, and to be able to influence them to put money in your pocket. All right, there's so many people that are shipped from wherever because of their speaking, and you cannot get them from their homes without putting money in the bank for them to come and speak at your event. So speaking engagement, if you have any talent or any interest in this, it's a very potentially lucrative gig, and I don't want to call it a gig, but it's actually potential. Some of you are so gifted in speaking, maybe you just haven't realized. You have you have the voice, you have the tone, you have the variations, and you have some of you have even the high volume. You don't need a microphone, right? So becoming a regular public speaker can help you sell your books, can establish you as authority in your area, and also help you grow your platform, and eventually will help you boost a career. If something, maybe you've been speaking for a while and you want to go deeper in that career, or maybe you're a mom and you've been home for a long time and you want to get into it, or maybe you know that you're gifted but you just want to get into it. Some people just go and they're like, let me get a coach that is going to help me speak, because I feel like it's something that I can develop and establish myself, right, and create an empire out of that. Just your mouth. Right? And isn't that God given, really? So, and sometimes you have these gifts and they're just sitting on the inside. We're just waiting for somebody to activate them. And I believe from what we have shared, some of you have already thought and said, maybe a book, maybe a digital course, maybe hosting a podcast, maybe going out on YouTube, starting a blog, or maybe hosting a class or a teaching or a webinar, or maybe going to speak, or maybe starting a mentorship program. I didn't add that. There's so much, so many. I only wrote 8, but there's so many things that we can do, and grow out and stop depending on maybe just a job, or depending on our husbands, or depending on just, to survive, just survive. Like, oh, as long as I can meet my bills and all that, that's enough. It's not enough. You've been created for more. You have been made for more. There's more. Our God is a God of more. He's a God of more than enough. So there's more than enough for you. And if you choose any of these and you're like, Christine, I'd like to learn how to create a course. And, I'll tell you, there's so many people that are doing that, but you have a unique, touch to it, right? I mean, competition is very irrelevant when it comes to this, right? So competition is there, but it's irrelevant because you're uniquely gifted, right? You are uniquely gifted for this. Alrighty, so with that, I just want to end this, and I want to thank all of you. Oh my God, I got some girlfriends here that have been watching. I see you, Flavia. Good to see you here. I see you, Kate, and Pastor Sandra. I see you there. And we're gonna wrap it up here. And I just want to say thank you so much for hanging here with me. And what I can say here, just a recap, is it's really hard to rely on a 9-to-5 job for your entire livelihood with these layoffs and pay cuts. always right around the corner. We just went through a COVID experience and things have completely turned around. Maybe you're just not aware, right? But with multiple streams of income, on the other hand, you can avoid putting all your eggs in one basket and use several streams of cash to facilitate a life of freedom. That's what I wrote, right? And and also, as moms, my heart goes out to moms a lot, because with moms we go through a lot, right? From taking care of family, from minding about your husband, from and mom ministers. Even you have ministry, you have motherhood, you have job, you have career, and you have all this, and you have friends, and you have family. It becomes too much, and really the best way to enjoy life and to live a life of fulfillment is to be able to enjoy love and to give love. But there's no way we can give love without having what to give, right? For me, I've been, thinking about that limitation, that when you're limited financially, it's very difficult to express love to others, right? So that is my call to all of you. If you want to know more um, about this, or want someone to mentor and guide you on this, just hop on a call with me. I think I do have a link on my website, ChristinaLuze.com, www.ChristinaLuze.com. I do have a link there for you to book a clarity call or a breakthrough call, whatever you may call it. And we can have a conversation and see where you are. I'll meet you where you are, and then we see from there. But otherwise, I do have other resources on my website, free resources that you can make use of. And if you just need someone to hold your hand and be like, I'm ready to to make 2023 my year, and I would like to invite you to that call, and we can figure out how to go from where you are, so you can step into that place of unlimited possibilities, so you can expand your potentials, because you have unlimited potential. And that is what I believe, because I know that is what our God is, and that's what He has purpose for each one of us. So I'll see you again soon. We'll probably have another class like this, and I'll try to avail this recording, maybe somewhere on my website, or somewhere. If you're interested in that, leave me something in the comments, and I should be able to send that over. Otherwise, thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you here soon.